Alright, before we start this video, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is not for us black people, okay? I don't know why in the hell we voted them into the office, but both of these people are goofies. But without further ado, let's get into the video.
Because it sounds about as racist as it gets from Joe Biden.
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Now, folks, what in the world does that mean?
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen, again, let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
You know what's crazy though? Her and Joe Biden said they're not going to do anything specific for black Americans, but they signed the Asian hate crime bill and gave agents over $50 million.
The administration is allocating nearly $50 million for Asian American Pacific Islander survivors of violence and assault, and establishing a new committee dedicated to ending xenophobia against the AAPI community. The FBI will also publicly highlight reports of anti-Asian hate crime.
Bruh, then on top of that, this nigga even gave the people of Afghanistan reparations. Like, where's black people reparations at, bruh?
We'll continue to support humanitarian aid to the Afghan people. Consistent with sanctions, this aid will not flow through the government, but rather through independent organizations like NGOs and UN agencies. Just today, we announced that the United States is providing nearly $64 million in new humanitarian assistance to the people of Afghanistan to meet critical health and nutrition needs, address the protection concerns of women, children, and minorities, to help more children, including girls, go back to school. This additional funding means the United States has provided nearly $330 million in assistance to the Afghan people this fiscal year.
And a lot of our people are in the Democratic Party. Honestly, you shouldn't be messing with either party, but this is what the Democratic Party thinks about you.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
The comment may have been directed just at Charlemagne, but it plays into the false notion that Democrats own the black vote and don't have to earn the black vote. Furthermore, a privileged white man does not get to dictate what is and isn't black. And unfortunately for Joe, Twitter is on a tirade, calling him entitled, an idiot, and wondering if he truly is the lesser of...
A lot of people don't know this, but Joe Biden's whole political career has been a joke, as you can see within the following clips.
All without credit.
Joseph Biden admitted today that he committed plagiarism when he was in law school. He said it was a mistake, but that it was unintentional.
He quoted 5 pages of someone else's work without proper citation.
I've done some dumb things, and I'll do dumb things again.
He was given an F.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been dumb.
To the political community in Washington, it all seems of a piece. Plagiarism at law school, plagiarism on the stump.
The great communicator. Strike that. The great imitator.
Oh, nah, I ain't forget about Kamala Harris. Look at her family. Does this look like black people to you, bro? You feel me? Y'all niggas let goddamn a coon get into office. But Joe Biden actually signed a crime bill that put black people in jail.
Congress said the other day, I'm ashamed that I voted for the 94 crime bill. You ashamed of that bill?
Not at all. In fact, I drafted the bill, John.
You stood up and used that tough on crime, phony rhetoric. That bill was a huge mistake.
There's no question that that crime bill contributed to America's mass incarceration problem.
1994 crime bill, we had a gigantic epidemic in America of violence, particularly in African American communities. The notion was overwhelmingly supported. It was supported by the Black Caucus in the United States Senate by and large.
And the reason that the crime bill comes up so often is, today in 2019, it is hard for so many people to understand why the federal government would pay states to incarcerate more people, given the devastating consequences we know.
Okay, all right. Here we go. Amend title. Well, I'm not going to read it all. We'll just sign it. All right.
Like, bro, this man is a whole goofy, bro. But I'm gonna show y'all some more videos of him lying, and then I'm gonna let Joe Stone explain, you know, to y'all about the situation
That's
for reparations.
devastating. These clips are devastating. He looks like a Joe Biden wind-up doll with somebody else's words coming out.
If they're going to do things that are stupid as well as immoral, then they're probably too dumb to have the job of president.
Voters are going to have to decide whether he was dishonest or dumb.
Senator Joseph Biden may have more explaining to do.
The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. Went back to law school and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only needed 123 credits.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Joe Biden ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School. I mean, this guy comes off this whole thing as a flyweight.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
And I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Joe Biden was victimized by the truth.
Bye-bye, Biden. He may not
The anti-Asian hate crime bill just got passed, and that's great. Great for the Asians. Shout out to you guys. And our transgender sisters or brothers, however it works, got their own bill, which is great. My only problem is that I've been black my entire life, and Joe Biden came and told everybody that I couldn't remain black if I didn't vote for him. Right? And not only that, thanks black people for helping them get in office, did all this pandering during the election, but has not done one thing to protect black people in this country at all, which confuses me. You want to know why? Because I understand maybe my Asian brothers and sisters had a rough couple of months, but we've had a rough couple of 100 years. And when you create a bill, it's to protect somebody from another group of people. Well, who is the group of people that you're protecting Asians from? Is it white men? Is it black men? Is it just all Americans in general? No one will argue that there is not a group of people that transgender people do not need to be protected from. But what group in this country deserves it more than black people? I'm trying to understand that. What group of people does the Asian American have to fear that the black man does not? That the black woman does not? How many Asian people have been killed as a result of Asian racism? But black people still haven't been able to get an anti-lynching bill passed in this country when hundreds of black people have been lynched. I'm sorry, the math just doesn't add up.
Every major crime bill since 1976 that's come out of this Congress, every minor crime bill has had the name of the Democratic senator from the state of Delaware, Joe Biden, on that bill.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. They're going to put you all back in chains. If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Young black entrepreneurs are just as capable of succeeding given the chance as white entrepreneurs are. But they don't have lawyers, they don't have accountants, but they have great ideas. I see, geez, the reason I was able to stay sequestered in my home is because some black woman was able to stack the grocery shelf.
African American, who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man. Yeah.
I want to start by thanking you all for your leadership and support. This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.